Welcome back, everybody. Marcel Irnie Racing News. Today we got a letter from Poilievre. Dear colleagues, next week conservatives will call multiple votes to stop the April 1st carbon tax hike. As you know, the planned hike will increase the carbon tax across Canada by 23%. This latest hike is coming at the worst possible time. Food prices are rising faster than at any time in the last 40 years. Canadians will have to pay $700 more for food in 2024 than last year. And food banks are expecting 1 million new visits this year on top of last year's record high usage. In Toronto, life has become so unaffordable that there are now groups of, quote, dumpster divers who organize themselves online so they can find something to eat. Canadians need relief, not tax increases. 70% of Canadians oppose this hike, and if you spend time in your communities, you will no doubt have seen firsthand the misery Canadians are facing. 7 premiers have already echoed Conservatives' call to spike the hike. I write you to David Eby. I write to you asking you to listen to your constituents, man, I gotta have another coffee, and support our efforts to stop the carbon tax increase. Next week, Conservatives will force votes to stop the hike. For the sake of all Canadians, join us. Sincerely, Pierre Poilievre. So yeah, this one is to BC, guys. And this is on his Instagram. Here he's just quoting it. Today I wrote the Liberal and NDP MPs asking them to support our common sense votes this next week to spike the hike. So you guys got it. We're 16 days away from April 1st, from Fool's Day. The Liberals trying to fool Canadians. Okay, guys, now we're looking at the comments under the same post by Lynn here. Our government has completely destroyed our province and our people. Our medical system is horrific because they've never hired back the staffing and have burnt out those that played along. Our overdose rate has skyrocketed because their fix was giving them more drugs. Our taxes and costs of living have always been high, but now it's astronomical. He's not looking to help anyone but himself, and he's sold his soul to Trudeau. He's talking about the BC Premier, guys. Let's move on here. From today, Trudeau tried to explain the, quote, basic math of the carbon tax and rebates and still claims 8 out of 10 people receive more than they pay in the tax. I guess Catherine McKenna was right. If you say it loud enough and long enough, people will start to believe it. I think I'll trust the PBO on this when he says the majority of Canadians are worse off. Also, I'm tired of progressives saying all their harebrained ideas are the right thing to do. Guess it doesn't matter if the economy is in shambles and people can't afford anything as long as it was the right thing to do. We can all sleep better at night. Next here. Axe it all together. We can barely afford to live anymore. Gas to heat homes and gas for cars to get our jobs to pay bills, and taxes are essential. They should not be taxed carbon at all. Put extra carbon tax on any plane travel, including Trudeau's private plane, to make up for it. How about that? Next, provinces must not administer the increase, period. Next, as a British Columbian, thanks. You know what BC stands for? Yeah, bring cash. Unfortunately, it's been questionable cash from faraway places for far too long. Next, send a letter to Manitoba too, please. Next, he won't disagree with Trudeau or try to help the regular class people of BC. Eby is just like the rest. He doesn't give a shit. Commend you for trying to stand up for us. As a British Columbian, thank you. Do the right thing by your citizens, at David Eby. Eby was not elected. He was appointed when Harcourt stepped down. An election in BC is needed ASAP, and the results then we could discuss the carbon tax. Better yet, have a federal election and 95% of our problems go away. Next, look at drug policy next in BC, please. Here's the next one. Basic math, says Trudeau. Judging by the budget, I'd say basic math is a huge issue for the Liberals. Is there a climate change or a political change that's needed? Doom. The Liberal doom, guys. What else can we say? Make sure to like, subscribe to this, and share it to your friends. Over and out.